Hello, this is Jasmine from Safe Kids Grand Forks. I am coming to you from my backyard to talk about water safety. Normally at Kids Don't Float, one of the booths that we have talks about hypothermia. Hypothermia is when your body gets really cold and your body has a hard time reacting to that cold. So what we're gonna do is a little activity that kind of shows what can happen if you end up in really cold water and how your body can't handle that. I have a bucket of ice water here, and we are going to put a bunch of quarters into that water, and we're gonna take our hands and dip in. If you have kids that are home and wanna try this, this would be a great activity to show them what can happen with that cold water. And think about it as the lakes right now. Most of the lakes, the ice is off the water, but that water is still really cold. So if you're playing on the shore and you feel that cold water, that's probably okay. The kids know or adults know to get out of the water when they're feeling cold. But if you're out tubing or you're on a boat and something happens or you end up in the water for some reason and there isn't a way that you can get out, your body's gonna have a really hard time functioning in that cold water. What happens is our body, kind of all the blood is gonna leave our extremities because it wants to keep our heart pumping and keep us alive. So our fingers and our toes are gonna have a really hard time functioning and grabbing things and doing anything. Wearing a life jacket's really gonna help because it's actually gonna help keep our body a little bit warm. It's keeping some of that heat against us even though we're in that cold water, and it's something that's going to help us float so that we maybe don't have to move and work quite so hard to try to stay above water. Right now it might kind of make sense that that water is going to be cold, but even a month from now on those really big lakes, that water can still be really cold. So we want to make sure always have a life jacket on, have somebody with you in case something happens, that they can help maybe get you out of that water, or always make sure that somebody at shore knows where you're going and about how long you're going to be gone. So if you're gone longer than you should be, somebody knows to maybe come and start looking for you, and they know where to look for you. So my kids are going to help with this project. They're going to be sticking their hands in the water, and we'll kind of see what their reaction is to this and what happens to their fingers and how they feel in that cold water and how it reacts to that hypothermia. All right, we have Gavin and Reagan here. They've got our bucket of ice water. They each have a handful of quarters. I want you guys to take your quarters and throw them in the bucket of water. Dump them in. So we're going to talk about hypothermia. Do you guys know what that means? No. No? That means what's going to happen to your body when it gets cold. Yep. So
really cold because the water's super duper cold.
The water's super duper cold with ice, just because what's on some lakes right now, or what's melting off of lakes right now? Ice, right? And even like some days when it's sunny and it feels really hot out, that water might still feel really cold, right? Yeah. What I want you to each do is I want you to go in there and I want you to pick out just one quarter, take it out and set it in front of you. Gavin, take out one quarter. Okay? And then Reagan, do it again. Okay? And then grab another quarter. And tell me what you're feeling with your fingers when you do it. Keep using the same hand. It's really cold. Yep. Okay, keep.
It's kind of cold outside.
Yeah, it's a little cold today, but it's sunny out. What are you feeling happening with your hand, Gavin?
It feels kind of weird.
It feels weird. You gonna dry off your hand? Can you keep grabbing more out of there?
No.
So how many quarters did you each get? 2 and 3? There's a lot more in there.
Yeah, come on. That's why I want to grab more at a time.
But you have to grab one at a time.
No.
Is it worth it to go in there and get the rest of them, or is it too cold? So do you think it's worth it to go on a super cold lake?
No, you shouldn't.
So hypothermia is a real thing that can happen to people, even on a nice warm day on a lake that doesn't have water on it, right? Yeah. Did you guys get cold all over from sticking your hand in there?
Kind of.
Yeah.